Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce week 6, which is, let me scroll down here, July the 9th through the 15th. We're looking at Sarah Nassar making plans and giving directions. You're going to want to study pages 101 to 104 and review pages 27 to 37, 40 to 49, 58 to 66, 90 and 92 to 104 for your test. So students, upon completing the work for this week, which you hope to be able to do, is to distinguish between the verbs ser and star and know in which situations to use these two different verbs, and to be able to relate basic information about Mexico's history, economy, geography, and people. You should also be able to use adjectives, adjective agreement rules, article noun agreement rules, and regular present tense verbs, as well as nationality vocabulary to write a brief autobiography. This week's assignments address student learning outcomes 1, 2, 3, and 5, and they're all due on the 12th of July. So you want to start off by watching your instructor-made videos. Okay, and so these are repeats from last week. I usually leave multiple weeks for Sarah and Astar because there's just a lot going on with them. So it's the same videos from before, so if you feel comfortable with Sarah and Astar, then you don't need to watch them again. Okay, if not, they're there again. Then you'll want to open up the class participation form, click on the thread, and hit reply, and post any questions or concerns you have about Sarah and Astar or any other questions or concerns you have about the class thus far. But remember, this is a grade. It's a way for us to touch base. So you have to post something. If you have no questions or concerns, then you just need to post that say I have no questions or concerns. Otherwise, you will get a 0 for this assignment. Okay. You have oral dialogue 2. Okay, so a couple weeks ago was the workshop. The workshop's going to get moved down. This is the oral dialogue preparation. I will move it all the way down here. For this week, it'll sit right there above oral dialogue 2. You'll want to open that up because you'll be able to see the feedback on your script. Then you'll want to use that script to do oral dialogue 2. So when you're ready and you have your script in front of you, this video right here explains to you how to use ILOs. And when you're ready, you'll just hit record and you'll make your video. Just make sure, though, that when you hit add a submission, that you paste your ILOS link here. Otherwise, I can't see your video. Okay. And if you're having trouble with ILOS, then you just need to reach out to me. I would suggest doing it a little bit early. That way I can give you some alternative ways to make a recording for me. Okay. Oral dialogue 3 preparation, you started that last week, so I will move this workshop down here to oral dialogue 3 preparation. This time when you open it up, you don't have to create a script. You're looking at your fellow classmate's script, and you need to provide feedback to him or her, as well as I will start giving you feedback, and then it will get moved to the next week when you actually do the oral dialogue. And at that point in time, you'll want to use that script when you actually do your dialogue. Writing assignment 1, again, a couple weeks ago, you did a workshop on this. At this point, someone should have critiqued it as well as myself. I will move this workshop down here. Where are we? Right, assignment 1. Whoops. I will move this workshop right here, and you will be able to see my comments and your fellow classmates' comments. You will want to take that draft and the changes that you made and then upload it right here with the changes that you made. Okay. Writing assignment 2, you're getting ready to do another writing assignment. This is the only other one you have to do for me for the class. So when you open up writing assignment 2, okay, when you open up writing assignment 2, you're going to see into be that last week you forgot to do your homework for your Spanish class. In order to keep track of everything, write a detailed description of the things you need to do next week. Use phrases such as tener que, meaning I have to, necesitar, I need to, or ir a, I'm going to describe the things that you're going to do, that you have to do, or you need to do. So you'll, with using those phrases, you'll talk about what you have to do for classes next week, like when you have Spanish class, when you have math class, etc., when you have to work, any plans or leisure activities you have, and any other activities that you do on a regular basis, like go to the gym or study, etc. And so when you're ready, you'll hit start preparing for your submission. And then you know the drill. I'll move it down for the next week and you'll critique somebody else's writing next week. Sorry about that. Okay, so writing assignment 2, cultural assignment 3, Mexico. I think this is the last cultural assignment. Here you've got video transcripts for the Mexico videos. These are all of the Mexico videos, so when you open them up, the video will be in Spanish. Like before, you can either look at the transcripts or you can turn on your English closed captions and you'll see. So you can hear him speaking Spanish, but then you see the captions in English. Okay, so when you're ready, you'll hit attempt quiz now, and then the videos are here again, and then they're true false questions, so you'll just answer these true false questions based on what you saw in the videos. Okay. You also have test 5, which is on the first part of chapter 3. We're almost done with testing. You'll have test 6, which is the second half of chapter 3, and then you'll have your final exam. So test 5. Again, don't open it until you're ready because you only have 3 hours and 1 attempt. You're going to want to listen to the following situations. Remember, this is the same. No, this is not the same. You're going to choose the expression with tener that best corresponds to it. So you'll listen to this. So Paulina y Amanda son jóvenes. Which tener expression would best describe them? Okay, and you'll go through and do that for all of them. And unlike in the past where the audio has been the same, these are not. So make sure you listen to each one. Okay, you work in the check processing department of Bancomer, a well-known Mexican bank. Part of your job is to input digits into a computer program that represents the numbers written out on a check. For each blank, write out in digits the number given. So here you've been given numbers in written form. You need to write them in numerical form. Okay, so that's the same thing that's going on here. Okay, then you've got the reverse. Your company is transferring you to Mexico for the next 5 years, and you have opened a checking account with Bancomer, a well-known Mexican bank. You will need to write all of your checks in Spanish. Practice by writing out the following numerals as words in Spanish. So you're doing the reverse here. You've got the numbers. You need to write it out in word form. Remember that the decimals are for big numbers. They're where we would put the commas. Okay, so you've got a couple that do that. Your possessive adjectives. Your Spanish tutor wrote a number of sentences to quiz you on correct uses of the possessive adjectives. Choose the possessive adjective that accurately completes each sentence. So you'll just pick the possessive adjective that best completes each sentence. Remember the thing that's being possessed, if it's in plural form, then your possessive adjective should also be plural. Okay, so you have a couple of those. Complete each sentence with the correct possessive adjective. The possessor will be the same as the subject of the sentence. So whoever the sentence is about is the person who has this reunion. It's their reunion, okay? Whoever the sentence is about, it's their class, okay? So we've got a few of those. Then fill in the blanks with the appropriate expression using tener. You cannot just use tener. You're going to need to go back and review these. But remember, we have expressions like tener prisa, tener hambre, tener frío, tener calor. These things that express how you're feeling with tener. You need to pick one of them and plug it in here. But then you also need to conjugate that tener to reflect who it is that's feeling hungry, tired, etc. Okay. Here, que materia, fill in the blank next to each concept, person, or thing with the academic subject associated with it. Okay, so you'll just read these. Un mapa, what subject would that be associated with? You just write it right there. Okay. En qué parte de la universidad? You will read these sentences below. If Jorge y Juan Luis comen pizza, where would they be doing that? You can just write the letter of the place on the blank below. Okay, and that's everything you have to do for your test.